Our next guest is the owner of Legacy Altitude, and this is a group mastermind catering to women building businesses online with strategies for social media, business, family, and mindset. Please stay tuned.
Building spirituality, family, health, and business. This is the Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.
All right, Giant Builders, welcome. Today we have Elsa Morgan, and she is a coach with the company Legacy Academy. Hi, Elsa. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Lois?
I'm doing fine. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, firstly, thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I'm really honored, and I'm grateful that you're allowing me this space to share my story. So I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and I was born in Argentina, in Buenos Aires. And when I was born, I had two dining chairs as my bed for the first 18 months of my life. And Dad, my father, then decided after 18 months to migrate to Australia, and he migrated with the four of us. My mum and my brother and myself, with $50 in his pocket back in 1975. And that really taught me the very first step about taking a risk. Dad's always taught me that. And throughout the years, I was a university dropout. I was studying marketing and economics as a major, and I was a university dropout. I just discovered that it just wasn't for me. I think inherently I always knew that I wanted to do something more, but back then I didn't know what that was, right? So I dropped out of university, fumbled my way through early sales career, and then I developed a really strong, successful sales career over time, spanning over 20 years. Held some senior management positions and was at country level as well. And then global financial crisis. During that period of time, I suffered a marriage breakdown. And so my ex-husband left me with a bunch of debt that he didn't pay. So the creditors came chasing after me. And I also was a victim of a real life Ponzi scheme that at the time I didn't know it was a Ponzi scheme when I invested. I thought it was a legitimate property investment opportunity, but it ended up being fraudulent. And all of that resulted in me filing for bankruptcy. And so I was left with nothing but really my car, which thankfully the financial institution that I was with allowed me to keep, and I made payments that we agreed upon. But that process, Lois, that whole experience then, coupled with my upbringing, etc., really helped me to shape me. But also the bankruptcy and all of that period, I hit bottom of the barrel, and I literally had to move all my way up. And it's just been a process of evolution, and now I feel like I'm in creation stage, if you know what I mean. So I know I'm going to be talking about that in greater detail, but I've really just stepped into a new chapter. I was asking myself questions like, what did I want to do with my life? Who did I really want to be? Did I want to be with anybody? You know, who did I really want to become, and who did I no longer want to be? And so it's been 13, close to 14 years now of just, stripping back the layers, doing a lot of work on myself, and now in turn going out and helping people to do the same.
You sounded like the story of a butterfly, all that work going into the cocoon and then breaking out. I'm so proud of you.
I love it. Yeah, I love that. That's an excellent metaphor. Yes, I feel like that. Yes, definitely.
Tell me about your business and what you offer people.
And just to give you a little bit of backstory, in 2015, I fell pregnant, and actually it was in 2014. In 2015, we had our son, and I was in a sales management career, working 60 to 70 hours a week, and I knew that it was going to be difficult for me to be the mother that I wanted to be, to spend time with our son, and having that role. And I just felt like it just wasn't for me anymore. I didn't identify with it anymore. And my husband and I, were looking for ways for me to be able to stay home. And it just so happened that 3 months later, I came across my girlfriend who, a really good friend of mine who I'd been friends with for over 20 years. And she'd been talking about a product that's in network marketing, but for over 2 years now, but I'd never really paid attention. But at that point, I don't know, it just came into focus, right? So she spoke about it, and I had to lose some weight, and I said, you know what? I'm going to give this product a go, fully expecting that it wasn't going to work, Lois, fully expecting that I wasn't going to lose the weight at all. And this was the beginning of my journey, because I didn't know it then, but that decision totally changed my life and moved me into where I am today. So I lost all that weight and more. My husband, who did it with me so he could keep me accountable, he also experienced the benefits. So we fell in love with this product, and we thought, this is great. And then we discovered you could make money from it. We went, wow, people can make money selling products online. Like I never knew about it. I didn't understand it. And then it was a process of learning how to do that. So I entered network marketing. I discovered entrepreneurship. I thought, this is it. This is how I'm going to be able to stay home and be with our son. And I failed forward, made many of mistakes, but it's been 7.5 years of learning and continuing to learn, and now empowering other women and other families. But it was really 3 years ago that I started coaching, when a coaching company within the profession tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, we think you'd be a really great fit for our company, and you'd be a great coach. And I never saw myself as that way. But I spent 2 years there, and then discovered that I was really good at helping women over 40, because that's me. And I was able to then help women over 40 to be able to step in and make sense of, the chaos in their life, and create systems in their business, and to be able to build their business around their family. And that's how my coaching company eventuated. I stepped into my own, and that's Legacy Academy. And now I teach women that same system that's helped me to achieve, multiple six-figure and sales businesses, to be able to show women how they too can build their businesses online around their family with intentionality. So, and I've been doing that now for 18 months. It's been such a rewarding experience, Lois, to see women come in confused, overwhelmed, and then seeing that light bulb moment, starting to experience little wins, breakthroughs. Look, I'm getting chills.
Yeah.
I really, really love it. And I love just being able to pour into women, empowering them, and making them believe that this is totally available to them too.
Isn't chaos just overwhelming?
Yes,
It
it
is.
is. But in that chaos, you also find sense of what's important and what's not important. I have found in the times of chaos, there's lessons for me. When there's a lot of life happening, right? There are lessons being shown at me all the time. It's when I actually stop and look at it from a different lens, rather than why are things happening to me? They're happening for me. And so when I speak with my coaching clients about that, about how sometimes things happen, like, for example, team members may leave, or customers may leave, or customers may not respond, and then they may have a flat tire, and then their job, demands more of them. And in all of that, they start understanding, what's really important, like family, and really chasing their vision, because this is really what they want to do, and not settling for just something because it just pays the bills, and helping them to just strengthen their resolve as they build their business, to just keep focusing on the main thing. So it's really rewarding.
What does a first meeting with you look like?
We talk about what's happening in their world. We talk about, tell me what's happening in your world. Tell me what's happening in your business right now. And I do ask the hard question, like, why do you believe you haven't succeeded? So, achieve the success that you want to achieve, because success for some people is different to how I measure success. So I always ask it in relation to where they're at. And oftentimes it always comes down to, Lois, I know you can relate to this, stories that we tell ourselves.
Oh, definitely.
And so when they tell me about what's happening in their business, and I ask about what's happening, what does a normal family day or day in the life look like, I start to get a picture about little gaps of opportunities where I can get them to have experience a quick win. And that's my main goal, is to help them have a quick win straight away, so they start feeling really good about themselves and investing in something like this. And so it's about helping them to understand that they're not broken, that there's nothing wrong with them. And because oftentimes that's how they come in, feeling like, I give up. This is my last go. And so I just reassure them that, hey, you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. These are all things that can be addressed and worked through. Some may take longer than others, but if you stick to the process, the outcome is a real possibility for you. So yeah, it's about game planning. It's about already identifying some quick opportunities for them to work on, and then the way forward and how our program can best meet where they're at right now. So, and then it's away they go, and we hold their hand for the first 30 days, and we help them to remain sticky. I have an onboarding specialist, and she's amazing. And what she does is people can book in calls with her as many times throughout the first 30 days. And to ask questions, so then Argy can then point to previous trainings or explain things. And meanwhile, they're attending trainings, we hold them accountable and get them embedded into the habits of the system or the activities of the system.
What advice would you give to somebody who may feel stuck?
That's a great question. For me, immediately, I would be saying to someone, I would audit your environment. I would be looking at who you hang around with every single day, because you are the average of the 5 people that you speak to and hang around with every single day. And whilst you don't necessarily want to cut them off, but you also want to understand that the more that you hang around with people that you want to become versus the people that where you're at right now, you are more likely to become that 5th person, right? So I would start hanging around people that you aspire to become, so the next level version. Follow them, listen to them. Also audit your physical environment, like getting rid of clutter. There is science behind removing clutter and getting rid of dead energy around making space for the brain, so that way creativity comes in. I'd also be looking at your nutrition, your water intake, making sure that you're fueling your body for performance. I think not enough is spoken about this in terms of when people are building businesses online or even bricks and mortar, to pay attention to how you fuel your body, because you want to be showing up powerfully for your customers. So make sure that you're having like lean protein, vegetables, having adequate amount of water, and also exercise. There is science that shows, and the hospital absolutely just left me right now, but there is science from the hospital that shows that if you don't move within 8 hours for at least 30 minutes, Lois, and you do this on a continuous basis, you suffer the same risks as someone that's obese or that chain smokes. And so I encourage my coaching clients, get up and move for 30 minutes a day, even if it's just around your house, even if you just go for a walk around the block. It's good for your mental health, but it's also good for your body and your health as well. So these things that alone, in terms of auditing your environment, will shift you from from feeling stuck to unstuck straight away. And number 2, I always say to my coaching clients, set yourself a little win every single day. Like, what's something that you can stretch yourself with? So, for example, if you set yourself a goal that you will speak to 5 new people every single day, maybe aim for 6 or 7. And then when you hit that goal, celebrate. So you're starting to program that winning feeling. It's the sum of small wins that creates momentum. The last thing is legitimately set a 30-day goal. And what I mean by a 30-day goal is one that you can commit to for 30 days, but doesn't necessarily have to do with your business. It can be in personal, your health, maybe intentionally spending time with your family, maybe getting to bed on time, something that you know that you need to do. I know it sounds funny, right? But it's true. I have actually had clients do that, where they aim to get to bed by 9:30, and they do that so they can embed the habit, right? So I said, set yourself a 30-day goal, and then you can see that you can achieve all things. And it's really about helping you to understand that while some things may take longer, which is in building the business, right? There are other areas in your life you can start creating little shifts that will start changing who you are, and will invariably help you to become that version that's going to help you to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. These 3 things immediately will create a shift for somebody. They'll get them from stuck to unstuck. And it's a matter of just then applying things over time, and the efforts will compound, and then you'll create momentum in your life.
So I'm curious, what does the future Elsa look like?
That's a really good question.
I've never asked that question before, but for some reason I feel intrigued to find out what your goals are.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. And once upon a time, I'd be really uncomfortable to answer that. I just want to, yeah, so this is a great moment for me. Multiple seven-figure earner, and I say that proudly because where I've come from. Okay, because right now, I have a successful online business, and my coaching business is a multiple six-figure business scaling to seven figures. But the efforts that I've achieved is a direct result of the impact that I've generated. And that has taken a lot of work and being able to understand that it's always about the person that I'm serving. And so for me, future self is multiple seven-figure earner, contributing to charities every single month, at least 5 figures every single month. That's something that I write to myself as part of my goal writing every single morning, that I'll be contributing 5 figures every single month. My goal is to create physical, virtual, and digital stages for women to share their story. And so I'm doing that now by helping women by empowering them through my coaching program. I have a free event that's happening later this month that's starting that process. So I'm stepping into my power, and this is my first go at it, Lois. So I have a free event, and I'm also launching a multi-author book as well that will be coming out in March of 2023. And that will showcase the very first legacy book, 25 women showcasing their message of overcoming obstacles, empowerment, etc. And so for me, I'll be somebody that creates stages, rising, lifting, empowering women, having probably working maybe 2 or 3 days a week maximum. And then cultivating my vision even further, helping charities, and then supporting my children as well and being present with them.
That sounds wonderful. That is a blessing.
It is. Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lois. It is a blessing, and I really appreciate you for asking that.
Okay, but you have to make me a promise. When your book comes out, I get to be one of the first people to interview you. Okay?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I would love that. Okay. I would love that.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Don't forget me. Don't forget me. I'll be really
No way. No, I'm telling you, I will not forget you. I will not.
Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to share with your audience, really, if you're feeling like you have something in your mind, in your heart, in your gut that you really want to pursue, or if you're feeling like you're in a business at the moment and it's not quite working out the way that you want it to work out, or things aren't moving, the way that you want them to, etc., just keep going or start that thing. Because I am of a belief that those images, thoughts, minds, desires are in our mind, in our body, because that's where we're meant to be going. And so whilst right now, if you haven't started your business, make the plan. Today, your homework should be put it down on paper. What does that look like for you? And then take and start working towards that first step to whatever that is for your business. If you're feeling stuck or things aren't working right, if you've got an existing business, right, take that next step to create some little shifts in your life, because it's actually not the big shifts or the big moves that create sustainable growth. It's actually the little movements over time that create the meaningful results. And so think about what you can do today that you can change. Just one thing, just change one thing that's going to be able to then you can do every single day, apply that over time, and then start making incremental changes. You will see that those little shifts will make more meaningful changes in your business than looking for that next magic pill, magic script, magic strategy. Look for the small shift.
Oh, that's wonderful. How can people get in touch with you?
Thank you for asking. So my website is elsamorgan.com. You can also drop me an email at elsa@thequeenieeffect.com. And I also have a free group on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/The Legacy Academy, where I provide training, showcase the wins of my coaching clients as well. I showcase them, I interview people, share strategy in there. So if you enjoy this kind of feedback that I've been providing today, by all means, come in, add yourself in, and I'll add you in, and you can enjoy some content.
Great. Okay, we'll put all those links below. All right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I feel you are a very empowering woman and that you are making steps and helping the world around you. And I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Yes, that's exactly what I am doing right now. Thank you so much.
Good. All right. So I'll talk to you next year with your book. Okay?
100%.
All right.
I'm putting it in my calendar.
Okay.
Reach out to Lois for the podcast.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Lois.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
Bye, Giant Builders.
Bye.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening. This has been The Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.